This is R.D. Sharma Solution, Class 11, Chapter 32, Statistics. We are taking the multiple choice questions, that is the MCQ. First is, for a frequency distribution, mean deviation from mean is computed by. So mean deviation from mean we can compute, mean deviation from median we can compute. So what is the formula here? Every formula has sigma FD by sigma F. Almost every formula. Here sigma FD by sigma F, but since we have in this, we have X values say and their frequencies also given, the data values and the frequencies. Sigma FD and sigma F, third and fourth, what we see is the correct answer. But when we take D, if you remember, I told you we always take the modulus value. D is, that is when we take the value and subtract it from the mean, we take always the absolute value. So the answer is fourth, sigma F modulus of D divided by sigma F. I hope you got the idea. Okay. For a frequency distribution, standard deviation is computed by applying the formula. So standard deviation, how do you represent sigma? Variance is sigma square, this sigma square is variance, sigma is the standard deviation. So how do you compute it? It's from the formula of variance, we'll just root it. So variance is the sigma FD square by sigma F minus sigma FD by sigma F whole square. Sigma FD by sigma F whole square and this whole under root, right? This is your standard deviation. So what is the answer here? Is the first one. Next one is again the same thing which we just did, variance and sigma. So if V is the variance and sigma is the standard deviation, then so variance, when you take root of variance under root, you get the standard deviation. So if you square both sides, sigma square is variance. So what is the relationship? Variance is equal to sigma square, that is the standard deviation square. The variance is the square of the standard deviation. Third is the answer. The mean deviation from the median is. Now, we have already seen in the discussion and theory when we were discussing this theory of this chapter, the answer here is less than that measured from any other value. Basically, it's always, see, in a frequency distribution, the sum of absolute values of deviation from the mean and mode is always more than the sum of the deviation from its median. Mean mode always higher than median. Because every time what we do, these X values are there, we take the subtraction from the mean, from the mode and from the median. Okay. Not from mode, but mean and median we have seen in the discussions. So the simple answer is less than that measured from any value. That simply means in a frequency distribution, the sum of the absolute values of deviation from the mean and the mode is always more than the sum of the deviation from the median. Next is, if n is given as 10, x bar, that is the mean, is given as 12 and sigma xi whole square is 1530, then the coefficient of variation is. What is the coefficient of variation here? So coefficient of variation, simple formula is sigma by mean, that is standard deviation by mean, and multiplied by this 100. So sigma is, how do we find out? Is sigma x square minus x bar whole square divided by n. Sigma x square by n minus sigma x square. This formula is the basic formula which we have seen in our discussion of the theory. So let us use it here. Sigma square of variance is what? Sigma x square by n minus x bar whole square. So we'll use it here. See, this is sigma x square. So sigma x square is already given 1530. N is also given, it is 10. X bar is also given, which is 12 whole square. Now you take the square root. This is going to be a sigma. This is 3. Under root 9 is 3. Now put it here. Coefficient of variation, sigma by x into 100. So 3 by 12 into 100, which is going to be 3 by 100 by 4, which is 25. So 25% is the answer here. Third is the answer here. Okay, now the next question. Now you need to really concentrate on this question, okay? It will take some time. And I'm going to show it to you here only. So the standard deviation of the data, the x is given and f is given. X is given, f is given. So the value and the frequencies are given. This question we have already done in the different exercises we have done. Similarly, 7th question and 11th, 12th, all questions we have done. But we'll try to have some knowledge here. So we are writing in the tabular form. Okay. X we are writing in the first column, xi. Fi we are writing in the second column. See, this is a to the power 1 till a to the power n, xi. What about the frequencies? What about the frequencies? It's nc0, nc1 till ncn it is going. So the sum of sigma f, we always need this sigma f because it is capital N. So sigma f, whenever we do sigma f, that is the second column, nc0 plus nc1 ncn, you know that it is 2 to the power n. You have to go back to your binomial, so that, because I am going to tell you the final expression we know. We know nc0 till ncn, the sum of these, this expression or the series is at 2 to the power n. Now sigma f is done, capital N is done. Coming to xi fi, so we'll multiply each corresponding column values, first and second column value, and put it in the third column. So a square nc2, a cube nc3, like this. Okay, this is fi xi. Now we have to take the sigma fi xi, addition of this third column. This is sigma fi we are interested in, right? So when you see this column, what do we, there is, once again we have a series and we have a GP along with this nc0, nc1, ncn. So let me just write it here, you'll understand what I'm trying to suggest. See, 1 into nc0 plus a into nc1 plus a square into nc2, this goes up to a to the power n ncn. So what is the sum of this series? When you again go back to your binomial, it's 1 plus a raised power n by 2. This is 1 plus a raised n. I hope you have fair knowledge of binomials. So I'm just directly writing it. Okay. Now we are writing fi xi whole square. For that we have to square this fourth column. First column, write it into the fourth column, xi whole square. Now multiply the second column with the fourth column, fi xi whole square. So that is nc0 into 1, nc1 into a square, nc2 into a to the power 4, like this. Because now we are doing fi xi whole square. Now when we do this summation of fi xi whole square, 1 plus a square nc1, that is nc0 into 1 plus a square nc1, a raised 4, nc2, like this, a to the power 2n because it's going to the power of 2n, and then we have ncn. Now when we had this, again going to the binomial, the summation of this will be what? Fi xi whole square. Okay, it's 1 plus a square whole to the power n, 1 plus a square to the power n, right? Okay, sigma fi, let me revise it. The sigma fi is 2 to the power n. Sigma fi xi is 1 plus a to the power n. It's not a, right, it's a to the power n. Then third one is 1 plus a square to the power n. That is the sigma fi xi whole square, right? These three we are going to need. Okay, coming to the formula, right? First is x bar. X bar is sigma fi xi by sigma f. We know this. Sigma fi xi by sigma f. So what do we get here? We know sigma fi x is 1 plus a to the power n. This is 1 plus a to the power n. And what about sigma f? We computed it earlier, 2 to the power n. So this is x bar. This is your mean, x bar. When you are going for sigma square is what? First variance we'll find, then we'll underroot it. So variance is simply what? Sigma fi xi, sigma fi xi, and this is sigma fi xi whole square by n minus sig, and then sigma fi xi divided by n whole square. So sigma fi xi whole square by sigma f minus sigma fi xi by sigma f. Sigma f is simply capital N only, whole square. This is your variance. So I'm going to write this. Sigma fi xi whole square was what? It's 1 plus a squared to the power n. Sigma f is was 2 to the power n minus, what is the sigma fi xi? Sigma fi xi is 1 plus a raised n. So 1 plus a raised n, and then divided by sigma f, which is of course 2 to the power n, and whole power square. Okay. Now how this is what it is written here. How can we write it? 1 plus a square by 2 to the power n, because the n is power of numerator, denominator both. So 1 plus a square by 2 to the power n minus, again same thing, 1 plus a by 2, and since n is already there, you can just take the n power and multiply it by 2, because power gets multiplied, 2n. So this is your variance, but we are interested in sigma, so you have to take the under root. Now what do you see here? You have no option here, no option. So the answer here is no option, none of these, because simply there is no option with under root, and for sigma we need to have an under root. We need to have a square root. There is no square root in the options. So simply 4th is the answer. If you remember, if you go to this question number 6 of your book, it's given A. So I don't agree with this A. In your book, R.D. Sharma, this question is having the answer as first option A, which is not there. Answer is none of these. Okay, this question I guess we are going to take in the next discussion. Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.